Horror stories based on true events are often even scarier because they are inspired by real events or urban legends that have circulated over time. Hello people, welcome to Stories, Curiosities and Mysteries. Today we will see 7 horror stories based on real events, but before starting, don't forget to subscribe, activate the bell and leave a good like, it will help me a lot to move forward. Well, without further ado, let's get started. Number 7, Robert the Cursed Doll. Robert the Cursed Doll is a famous and terrifying doll found at the Fort East Martello Museum and Historical Garden in Key West, Florida. Robert's story is unique and has attracted the attention of horror enthusiasts and paranormal seekers around the world. Robert was created in the early 20th century by a German craftsman and was originally owned by a boy named Robert Eugene Otto. It is believed that the doll was a gift from Robert's nanny, who was involved in black magic and spiritualism practices. Since Robert entered the life of Robert Eugene Otto, unusual events began to occur. The boy claimed that the doll had a life of its own and blamed it for causing mischief and terrifying him. Laughter and conversation were reported coming from Robert's room, as well as furniture moving on its own. The Robert doll is said to be cursed. Over the years, there have been numerous incidents of bad luck, accidents, and negative events attributed to the doll curse. Many visitors and onlookers who have mocked or insulted Robert have experienced misfortune. Robert was donated to the Fort East Martello Historical Museum and Garden in 1994. The doll is housed in a special glass display case at the museum, where visitors can view it. It has become a popular tourist attraction and one of the museum's most famous exhibits. The museum receives numerous letters from visitors who have experienced unfortunate events after not asking permission or insulting Robert. Some people believe that it is necessary to apologize to the doll to avoid the curse. Number 6, the Amityville House. The Amityville House, also known as the Amityville Horror House, is a famous residence located in Amityville, New York, which has gained its notoriety due to a series of paranormal events and homicides, which are said to have occurred in the house. The story of Amityville began in 1974, when Ronald DeFeo Jr. shot and killed 6 members of his family while they slept in the house. DeFeo claimed that he was influenced by voices in the house telling him to commit the murders. He was convicted of the murders and is serving a life sentence. After the homicides, the house was purchased by the Lutz family in 1975. However, the Lutzes left the house just 28 days later, claiming that they had experienced frightening paranormal activity, including phenomena such as voices, apparitions, strange smells, and aggressive behavior by part of invisible entities. Over the years, there has been skepticism and accusations that the Amityville House story was a fraud. Some people, including paranormal investigators, argue that the Lutzes made up the story for profit. Number 5, the Cecil Hotel. The Cecil Hotel, also known as the Cecil Hotel, is a historic building located in downtown Los Angeles, California. The hotel has gained notoriety due to its shady past and the numerous disturbing events and incidents that have occurred on its premises. The Cecil Hotel was built in 1924 and was originally a luxury hotel in the heart of Los Angeles. During its early years, it attracted a wealthy clientele and tourists. As the years passed, the surrounding neighborhood deteriorated and the hotel suffered a decline that led it to attract a less desirable clientele. The Cecil became an affordable place to stay for low-income people and some permanent residents. The Cecil Hotel has been the scene of numerous notorious and tragic events over the years. One of the most notable was the case of Elisa Lam, a young Canadian tourist who disappeared at the hotel in 2013 and whose body was found in a water tank on the roof after an intensive search. The circumstances of her death and the mysterious security video showing her behaving strangely in an elevator led to widespread media attention and speculation. Numerous sightings of paranormal activity have been reported at the Cecil Hotel over the years. Rumors of ghosts and supernatural activity have persisted, and the hotel has become a hotspot for paranormal investigators. Number 4, Akahara Forest. Akahara Forest, also known as the Suicide Forest, is a dense forest located on the slopes of Mount Fuji, in Japan. It is famous for being one of the most notorious places for suicides in the world, which has led to it being known for its disturbing reputation. The Akahara Forest is a forest of about 35 square kilometers in area, characterized by its dense vegetation and cedar and cypress trees. The topography of the forest is mountainous and contains numerous caves and tunnels formed by volcanic lava. Akahara has long been associated with suicide in Japan. It is estimated that since the 1950s, hundreds of people have taken their lives in the forest. Numbers peaked in 2010, when more than 200 suicide attempts were recorded in the forest. Japanese authorities have taken measures to prevent suicides in the forest. Warning signs and emergency phones have been installed along the trails to help people in crisis. In addition, regular patrols are carried out to look for people at risk. It is believed that the forest is permeated with negative energy and that the spirits of people who have committed suicide there still roam there. Some people also believe that the forest is a place where paranormal phenomena occur. Number 3, the Enfield Poltergeist. The Enfield Poltergeist case is one of the best-known cases of paranormal activity and poltergeist in the history of the United Kingdom. The Enfield Poltergeist case took place at a house on the council estate in Enfield, a suburb north of London, in the late 1970s. The main focus of the case was the Hodgson family, who lived in the house. The family consisted of Peggy Hodgson and her 4 children, with Janet and Johnny being the most affected by the paranormal activity. The Hodgson family reported a series of paranormal phenomena, including objects moving on their own, strange noises, inhuman voices, moving furniture, and objects appearing and disappearing inexplicably. One of the most notable phenomena was the apparent lifting and suspension in the air of Janet, the 11-year-old daughter. The case attracted the attention of paranormal investigators, including authors Guy Lyon Playfair and Maurice Grosse, who spent time documenting and witnessing the activity at the house. The Psychical Research Society also became involved in the investigation. Despite the controversy and skepticism, many witnesses, including investigators and local police, claimed to have witnessed paranormal activity at the Hodgson home. Additionally, photographs and audio recordings were taken to support the family's claims. Number 2, the exorcism of Analise Michelle. The exorcism of Analise Michelle case is one of the most well-known and controversial possession and exorcism cases in modern history. Analise Michelle was born on September 21, 1952 in Liebelfing, Bavaria, Germany. She was a young German woman who came from a devout Catholic family. Beginning in 1968, when she was 16 years old, Analise began displaying symptoms that included seizures, erratic behavior, aversion to religious objects, and hallucinations. Her symptoms worsened over time, and it was reported that Analise spoke in strange tongues and exhibited supernatural strength. Annalise's family consulted several doctors and mental health professionals, but her condition did not improve. In 1973, the family requested help from the Catholic Church. Priests Ernst Alt and Arnold Renz were assigned to perform exorcisms in Analise. Over a period of approximately 10 months, a series of exorcisms were performed on Analise Michelle. The exorcisms were carried out in secret and documented on audio tapes. In the recordings, Analise can be heard screaming and allegedly interacting with evil spirits. Analise Michelle died on July 1, 1976 at the age of 23. The official cause of her death was malnutrition and dehydration due to Annalise's refusal to eat or drink. The family and priests were tried and convicted of involuntary manslaughter because of her role in Annalise's death. Number 1, the Roland Do exorcism. The Roland Do case, also known as the Robbie Mannheim exorcism case, is one of the most famous accounts of demonic possession in the history of exorcisms. In the late 1940s, in a suburb of Washington, D.C., a 14-year-old boy named Robbie Mannheim, a pseudonym to protect his real identity, began experiencing paranormal phenomena and unusual behavior. This included objects moving on their own, strange noises, and a change in the child's personality. After several failed attempts to get help from doctors and psychologists, Robbie's family turned to the Catholic Church. Father William S. Bowdern, a Jesuit priest, was assigned to perform the exorcism. The exorcism ritual took place over several weeks in 1949 at a hospital in St. Louis, Missouri. During the exorcism, several terrifying phenomena were reported. The boy spoke in unknown tongues, twisted and contorted into inhuman shapes, and was supposedly confronting a demonic entity. Some witnesses claimed to have witnessed levitating objects and unexplained pressures on the child's skin. After about a month of rituals, Robbie's exorcism was considered a success. The paranormal phenomena ceased, and the boy returned to a relatively normal life. Robbie reportedly had no memory of the events during the exorcism. And these are just some horror stories based on real events. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Until next time.